Hello and welcome in here, folks. We are inside the broadcast booth at the 2018 NECBL All-Star Game Day. We are ready to go here for the 60-yard dash coming up in just a moment. I'm Quinn Kelly. Alongside me is the broadcaster for the Sanford Mainers,
a junior from Wofford, Brett Rodriguez.
Mike Glennon here with you.
Glennon, thank you.
Yeah, no, you're good, buddy.
Wow. And we are...
It's a long day, buddy.
It is a long day.
Long day.
And that is just inexcusable off the top. But Mike is alongside me. He's a good guy, so we'll let it slide. And we are just about ready to get going here. And we have the 60-yard dash coming up for you in just a moment. After that, it'll be the home run derby, and then we'll dive into the actual ball game, the North versus South matchup here. We are at Holyoke in Massachusetts at the Valley Blue Sox home field, and ready to go for a very exciting day.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun. You get to see these guys showcase what they got. This is just a fun atmosphere, a fun day, and I tell you, weather is held off. It is beautiful outside. In fact, it was cloudier earlier on, but the clouds have really started to disappear now. So,
absolutely, it's a beautiful day. We're so happy to be here. As the players right now are being announced down on the field, we can take a look at who's running the 60-yard dash for you to give an idea of who will be competing for the title of fastest man in the NECBL for the year 2018. First man going will be Chris Canios out of Danbury. Behind him, Jacob Koontz out of Keene. And again, these folks, not necessarily in this order, but just who will be going for you. Brett Rodriguez from Mystic, Elijah Brown from New Bedford, Jeffrey Brown from North Adams, L.T. Struble out of Ocean State, Elijah Dunham for the Plymouth Pilgrims, Simon Whiteman out of Valley, Bryce Kelly, the Vermont Mountaineer, and Mason Calloway, the Winnipesaukee Muskrat.
well, that's the thing. None of these guys obviously are slow. That's why they're out there running the 60-yard dash. These are usually the fastest guys on their ball clubs, and Canios starting it off pretty well there. Oh, that's a pretty good time there. 6.22, not bad for a 60-yard dash. I mean, of course, the goal usually to keep it well under 7, but at the same time, not a bad start there.
Another runner taking off here. And that is Jacob Koontz out of Keene.
And Jacob Koontz, a guy, is 6'6" on that one, and a guy that is chasing after the NECBL record as far as steals are concerned, I should say, as he has over 20 on the year right now, and kid just flies. And trust me, as a Sanford broadcaster, we've seen one too many times him take off. A team in Keene steals a lot, very aggressive on the base paths, and they have a ton of speed on that team, and Koontz showing why right there.
Yeah, Koontz now, over his 3 seasons of summer ball, a combined 50 stolen bases. It'll be, I believe that is Elijah Brown taking off now. And he appears to be done with his run.
And you talk about Elijah Brown, a guy that is literally a jack of all trades. He did pro day today, a little infield, little outfield, little hitting. And again, you see when they pan out to the center field, you see the just sheer amount of scouts that are out there right now. A ton on hand here for this competition, and they were here for the pro day. They'll be back probably for the All-Star games. So
Jeffrey Brown in through his run here, North Adams Steeplecat.
And I'm telling you, my two winners for this are either going to be Jeffrey Brown or Mason Calloway, because Mason Calloway, a kid. So it looked like a 6'6" there for Jeffrey Brown. So not going to win it, but at the same time, a guy that definitely cruises out of the Citadel, plays for North Adams.
Chris Canios still setting the pace with that 6.22. As L.T. Struble gets ready to go, he takes off. For the Ocean State Waves.
See the hair flowing.
You'll love that. Get the mane really rocking in the breeze. .650 for L.T. Struble.
All right, so he's back into the hunt there.
Representing the Plymouth Pilgrims.
Elijah Dunham, Plymouth Pilgrim. Leads the Pilgrims with 7 steals so far. Not a team that runs very often. 12th in the league. He'll try his hand here. Speedy left fielder. He takes off. Dunham just finished up his freshman year at Indiana. He will be a draft-eligible sophomore at the conclusion of next year.
Yeah, Canios leading the way by a long shot right now. 6'2". First guy setting the table.
We'll see what Dunham comes with here.
Now running Representing your Valley Blue
Well,
Sox.
we're going to have to wait to find out.
Whiteman.
Simon Whiteman, kid out of Yale here. Fast as lightning, but an even better fielder. He's made some serious plays against the Mariners this season, and just watching him really look at the kind of defensive prowess he has, can move all over the middle infield. So
Big piece of the Valley Blue Sox who lead the Northern Division.
he's motoring.
He really looked good.
He ducked his head there when he took off. A little wind resistance there.
I see, not picked up on the camera right now, but there's a drone out flying over the field.
They were trying to hit it during.
Time of 6-5 for Simon Whiteman.
So 6-5 there for Simon Whiteman. They were trying to hit it during batting practice with the baseballs, and every time they'd come close, you'd see it just dive back out of the way. So
So now it'll be out of Savannah State, Mason Callaway. You said one of your favorites,
yeah,
Mike, getting set to take off here.
taking the shorts approach
you
on
know,
this one. Not in the All-Star game,
no.
so hey, show up, run the 60 yards, see what you
That's
can
right.
get.
Perhaps a bit of an advantage. Takes off. Just 5'8", very low to the ground. Makes up for it with rapid strides.
And a kid that can go first to third in a blink of an eye when given the chance. So anytime the Mariners have played Winnipesaukee this year, he's automatically looking to steal.
That's a time of 6.56 for Mason Callaway.
6.56 for Callaway, so he will not get it done.
Yeah, so I was wrong. Canios just setting the table early on and just running it. Why not?
6.22 is just about as quick as you're going to see, as
Outrageous.
quick as we'll see so far today.
Again, the goal to keep it under 7, and maybe around 6.5, but 6.22 is pretty impressive.
As that run there, just Brett Rodriguez, the Mystic Schooner, wearing those new threads that Mystic debuted this season, the home mustard yellow, very Georgia Tech-esque kind of look.
And it's funny, from out in the outfield, one of our guys looked in, thought they saw the armbands, were like, is that kid shirtless with an armband on? And then realized it wasn't, so. I believe he hit a 6.67 on that one.
So he won't get it done either. The competition for Canios drying up quick. Bryce Kelly, I think a guy that could perhaps give him a run. And he will be coming up, maybe not. Doesn't look like there's anybody down left to go. Everybody else has gone. Bryce Kelly would be the only one left.
Maybe he decided not to run.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our 2 finalists.
Okay, 2 finalists now.
Representing the Mystic Schooners is Brett Rodriguez with a time of 6.44.
6.44 for Brett Rodriguez, actually, so he will be one of the 2 finalists.
Representing the Danbury Westerners with a time of 6.22.
Chris Canios
is Chris
with his
Canios.
6.22.
And again, he didn't really have to work very much for it. He ran out there, first guy, ran it, and just waited on the competition. So, and Rodriguez, a guy for Mystic that plays both infield, outfield. He's another guy that just kind of bops around, and that's usually what you see with the guys with the speed, are the guys that a coach can just say, okay, you need to go play this position and see what I can get out of him. So
he and Canios both stretching out down on the line. I would assume Rodriguez will go. Canios getting to defer with that faster time.
And it's always interesting to see the times on the second time around, because the first time they're going to be gunning for it, trying to get that top spot, and then you got to come back out and do it again.
So you certainly don't expect them to leave anything in the tank, though.
No. Why would you, you know?
Right.
Especially if this is your last event of the day. Just get out there, run as much as you can, see what you can get.
That's right. Canios will be just finishing up his run here, and that will be it for him on the day. Rodriguez, though, will be a reserve player for the Southern Division in the All-Star game. He'll be playing short. See him on the later side of the evening.
Well, the speed of the Southern Division representing here is the 2 Southern Division guys going at it. Not as many contestants out of the Northern Division, but either way, pretty much every Southern Division guy's time was faster. So
the North, certainly a team, or certainly a crop of teams that run more so than the South, outnumber them in steals greatly. Of course, in the Southern Division, you have the Gulls and the Pilgrims, both the bottom 2 teams in the league in stolen bases, just not teams that run as much.
The one thing about the Northern Division is, though, especially in a situation like this, if you're just running the 60-yard dash, it's a pretty long drive to drive down, run the 60-yard, and you're basically done in a matter of 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's that could be a little bit of it, but you know, you mentioned the steal numbers, and it's just aggressive base running as far as that's concerned. Most every team likes to play small ball, get out and run early. They don't waste any time on the base paths, that's for sure. Usually first, second, third inning, you're seeing multiple steal attempts that they get guys on base, and that's throughout the Northern Division, from the top to the bottom.
North certainly functions, you know, as a parallel to the MLB's National League, whereas the South, a more American league. It seems as though the North much better at that small ball type of play.
Yes, yeah.
So it looks as though they're going to go head to head.
Interesting. I like it. Make a little foot race. Like throwback to, you know, old school days.
We see a bit of a wider base to start for Brett Rodriguez. Both guys take off, and Rodriguez has the lead early. Canio's trying to catch him, but he won't. And at the last, made it very close there at the end, actually. That finish line kind of deep into the crowd of scouts.
Well, you saw the Mystic teammates there start to get excited about it. Let's see who they call the winner on that. And you're right, because the whole time Rodriguez is moving down, had about a head length on him, but right there at the end, Canio's came from behind.
So we will
of course, the 19,000. Say the 19,000 stop clocks, stopwatches, all working at the same time, just trying to come to a consensus down there.
See both. You know, the Danbury representatives hugging it out with Canios, the Mystic guys.
Well, whoever wins, whoever loses, nobody got blown out. That's for sure.
That's right. Certainly got your money's worth. Rodriguez got out early, and Canios caught him up. So Brett Rodriguez, who got out to the early lead, does officially win it by 0.2 of a second.
I think he's at
200. Excuse me, yeah, 0.02 of a second, as close as it gets.
Yeah, I'd call that a photo finish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For as wide as it was to start,
yeah,
Canios really closed the gap, but in the end just couldn't quite catch him on that last stride. It looked as though if it was a 60-yard dash in 1 foot, then Canios might have been able to get him right on his tail. But
so Rodriguez has a pretty good day. Gets to be an all-star tonight, and then he gets the crown of the fastest man in the NECBL for the first little round there.
Yeah, there you go, folks. There you have it. We're going to get set for the Home Run Derby in just a bit, but you heard it here. Brett Rodriguez, your 2018 NECBL fastest man winner.
Thanks, guys. Dave Peck just after the 60-yard dash alongside Danbury Westerner Chris Canios and Mystic Schooner Brett Rodriguez. And, guys, boy, was that close. A 6.22 your first run. Thought that was going to do it, but, Brett, you had other plans. I mean, what was going through your head when you put up that number?
I was honestly really surprised. I came in, my fastest I've ever run was a 6.23 in October. I was thinking on grass, little uphill, there's no way I'm running a 6.2 again. So when I heard the number 6.22, I was like, oh, my God.
And Chris led off with that 6.22. You had to go a few runners later. You saw that. What's going through your head?
I mean, 6.2 is unbelievable. But when I saw that, I was like, I'm just going to try to have fun out here right now and hopefully get a good number.
How different is it when you're running against the clock and then in the last round you guys are squaring off against each other, maybe some elbows touching? Is that, what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a real fun time. It's definitely different. I like running with someone. But definitely someone like Chris who ran the 6.22 the first time, I was just trying to stay with him, really.
You ran a 6.22, and then it was a 6.44. And, Brett, you won with a 6.42. So just snuck by, but both very good times, very impressive. And right now the Southern Division is in the middle of a huge playoff race. Danbury just 1 game back of Newport, and they're making a late push. And Mystic 1 game up on the Gulls. What do you guys expect for the rest of the season, respectively? And Chris, we'll start with you.
We're looking to make a run. We have 6 games left. I think Mystic has 3. We've been playing some good baseball as of late. We struggled during the middle of the year, but I think, we can make a run and make the playoffs here.
Brett, keys rest of the season.
Yeah, we just going to stick to our game plan, really, and just go out there and work hard and play our hardest.
All right. Thank you. Brett Rodriguez, the winner of this year's 60-yard dash with a 6.42 for Brett Rodriguez and Chris Canios. I'm Dave Peck. We'll send it back to you guys upstairs. Guys, Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls pitcher and outfielder, Virginia Tech pitcher. I don't think you've played in the field yet for the Hokies. Nick Enright. I think you just saw that, and you're talking to Stevie Mangrum. You're leaning against the fence here in the dugout, and you're saying, "I'll put up a 6-1."
6-1. That's a soft, easy guess. I think. Like I said, I'm the Swiss Army knife, so whatever they need me to do, feel like 6'1" would be a good guess.
You started out, you were a reliever. Now you've moved to the more starting role lately for the Gulls, but you also played some outfield. And I'm not going to get on your case, but there was a ball hit about shallow left field, and not too shallow. Maybe should have had it, but you didn't want to get hurt, or you're just saving the gas for the rest of the season.
Nah, you know, I mean, I'd already lifted heavy that day, so I couldn't really take a chance of injuring myself on that play. But, you know, I just want to make sure I keep the ball in front, and was really hoping he'd try to take two and hose him at second. Now,
you got a couple of balls hit to you in left, and then Mike Koontz moved you to right. Is that disrespectful? Did you take that personally?
Yeah, I did, actually, and I made sure I let him know that that kind of thing shouldn't happen when I got back in the dugout.
I mean, do you have any words for Powell? Because he was expected to be better than you moving to left. I mean, that's crazy, right?
I was speechless, like I said, with Koontz, so.
Did Tawa help you at all?
Not at all. He was a black hole out there in center field. I asked him for advice, and he gave me nothing.
All right. Nick Enright will send it back to you guys upstairs.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Joined alongside Garrett Hodges of the Ocean State Waves, starting in the outfield today for the Southern Division, right field specifically. Garrett, what does that mean to you?
It feels real good to be an all-star. You know, I didn't have the best season here at Kennesaw, but, you know, to come out and have a good summer feels pretty good. Feels awesome, and definitely to represent the Ocean State Waves, you know, good organization, so it feels good.
You guys are in first place right now. What is the chemistry like in the dugout?
Oh, you know, we're just playing really good baseball, you know. Even if we do happen to lose one, you know, we just come back strong, we bounce back. You know, everybody's having a good time, and we're playing really well.
You did mention didn't have the best season this year at Kennesaw State, batted just .209. What are you doing differently with your swing?
You know, I just made some adjustments, worked really hard with Coach Clays, you know, on my timing, because that was the biggest thing that I struggled with at Kennesaw. So I worked really hard with Coach Clays, and we got it down.
Well, you're batting third tonight. It's working. Leading the team in batting average and hits and home runs.
Oh, yeah.
That'll get you a starting all-star nod. A quick question. There is a rumor going around you're starting a boy band. What's the truth to that?
Oh, yeah, it's 100% true. Me, Colin Smith, and Casey Daniel, we're starting a boy band. We can throw in Ryan Moore there, too, but we definitely are.
What's the go-to karaoke song?
I don't know. Something country, though. Something country for sure. A little southern twang thing.
For me, it's I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Nice.
Hey, everyone watching today, watching for free baseball, anyone you want to give a shout-out to?
I just give a shout-out to my family, you know, my mom, my dad, and just my family, really, just for supporting me. So.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Garrett. Guys, back to you.
Welcome back in here to the booth. Quinn Kelly, Mike Glennon on the call, and we're just about ready to get underway with the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. It's funny, when we got this selection, it's an honor to be able to sit here and do this with you, obviously, Quinn, but just it's a cool honor. But I think one of the most exciting parts of this for me was being able to do this Home Run Derby, because it's just a fun time. You know, you get to see guys cut loose, and they're just up there taking huge hacks at balls, and then their teammates in the dugout, of course, rooting them on and oohing and on. It's all around a fun event. You see it happen every year in the major leagues, so it's nicer to be able to do it on a smaller scale like this.
Absolutely. Should be just an awful lot of fun. So let's quickly go over the rules here. To start things off, it will be 3-minute rounds for each of the competitors here. After that, 2 finalists will be selected. You get whoever hits the most home runs in those 3 minutes moves on. The top 2. They go to a second round where they get 4 minutes to hit as many home runs as they can with 1 30-second timeout. This was a point of contention in Bryce Harper's win at the MLB All-Star event. But the pitcher cannot throw until the ball drops anywhere around the park, whether it be over the fence, in the outfield, whatever it is. So 1 ball in the air at a time. We're going through the list of participants here. We'll quickly look at who's going for either side. It will be Jake Frasca out of Danbury, Brandon Smith out of Keene, Freddie Sabito out of Mystic, Robert Emery out of New Bedford, Dalton Reed out of Newport, Jackson Koontz out of North Adam, Isaiah Cullum out of Plymouth, Johnny Reiser out of Sanford, Ty Adcock out of Upper Valley, Richard Constantine out of Valley, Nate Grise out of Vermont, Bernie Huang out of Winnipesaukee, and one final addition to that, Mike.
Well, Lorenzo Hampton Jr. had a really good pro day this morning and worked his way into the Home Run Derby, so he will be the final contestant of this one. But I get another guy from Keene that can really smoke the baseball, and if he can get up and underneath it. You know, we talked about a little bit before coming on the air. the biggest thing for this ballpark, a very high fence all the way around. It's going to be more favorable to the right-handed hitter because you can hit more of a line drive and still get it out of here. Whereas with a lefty, you really got to put some air underneath the ball. Johnny Reiser's had some success here this season with that, so a lefty there that may end up having a good day. But I really am interested on seeing Pohau/Bernie Wang, as he's just set this league on fire home runs-wise, as he leads the league with 13 home runs, 6 of them coming in 5 days. So and just a kid that if he gets hot, he can put the ball out in a hurry. A left-handed hitter, so again, this part going to be a little bit different for him, but at the same time, a fun guy to watch play, a very similar swing to like Shohei Ohtani, that kind of, really it's kind of like the Asian style swing. Japanese, Chinese players usually have that kind of, he comes up, he'll take the first pitch of every at-bat, leave the bat on his shoulder, but the next thing you know, he's just squatted, ready to go. Let's see what Jake Frasca has, though.
Jake Frasca is going to lead things off. He's got his teammate, fellow All-Star Eddie McCabe, throwing to him. And you see Eddie there with the white arm sleeve on, ready to go. And an awful lot of faith being shown in his teammate as Jake Frasca gets ready to go.
Well, it's not even like he didn't pick a pitcher. He picked the starting shortstop for the Southern Division. So, again, this should be fun. See what the righties can do. And my thing is see who puts it out to center field. I mean, Quinn, who did you who do you feel? I know you got Isaiah Cullum.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got to ride with him. He's had a fantastic season, 8 home runs. He got out to the early lead. He had 4 in 3 games over 2 days. As Frasca gets going here, his first is going to fall in center. This one up, and that one looks like it will not quite have the distance. That comes down. Frasca some good cuts here early, trying to get a few line drives. It's going to be hard to put it out of the park.
He's roping doubles right now.
That's right. That one popped up, though, shallow. Yeah, it's going to take some doing. I think Cullum's got that plus power. That's why he'll be my pick. And got to ride with your guys.
And you see the drone hovering there on your screen if you're watching at home. That might have some chance. Nope.
That one falls short.
Well, that's the thing. Again, we talked about righties. That might be the first one right there.
Up, and that is gone. That one touches down in front of the scoreboard as Eddie McCabe follows it up by hitting Frasca. Another one by Frasca. This one's up. Got a chance, and that's gone. So 2 for Frasca as that one touches the American International sign. That one a ground ball. And through. This one pops up on the infield. Frasca's made a nice adjustment trying to pull a little bit here. 2 minutes remaining for him. Shoots this one out to center, though. Pretty good job by McCabe. That one turned on early, had home run distance, but too far out ahead of it. Little line drive out there.
Again, line drive, not necessarily the worst thing if you're a righty because you can still get one up in the air enough to get out of here.
So Frasca still looking for his third. This one just a pop up in center. A couple young fans out there and a
nice
lovely catch made.
Kid tracked it the whole way. I liked it. Saw it all the way into the glove.
This one's popped up. And this is a point where not a lot of chances to really do this for these guys outside of, we saw Nico Holsizer of Valley Blue Sox last year who won the college home run derby. This one's up, and that one will be short out in center.
The thing about this is, even at the major league level, that might have enough.
This one is way out into left. That one gets over the secondary fence. That's 3 for Frasca. Maybe a 4th on the back of it. That's deep, and that's gone off the top of the fence. Back to back for Frasca. Gets under that one a little bit, though, so that'll stay in the park. This one has that's a little bit underneath it as well.
What I was going to say is just the sheer, win that it takes to do a competition like this. Even Major League Baseball players get a little bit tired.
There's the 5th for Frasca, line drive into the bullpen. Another one heading out that way, looking up, and make it 6 for Frasca over the La Quinta sign.
I think McCabe has found the spot to put it up and in.
Comes in that same spot, and this one is swung on. It's deep, and you cannot make it 7. That one touches just in front of the fence. This one, though, should be out of here. That one's pulled down the line and gone. And another. He's found the zone here. This one's high, and it is out. As the clock counts down, last one for Frasca, and it's a line drive. But Jake Frasca finishes, I believe, with 9 by my count.
I believe, yes.
Jake finishes this round with 7 home runs.
7. Wow.
Trying to give him credit for a couple.
I thought he had him. but it'll be 7. So Frasca, again, Danbury leading things off. He sets the pace with 7.
Well, it's funny, you know, it's sometimes in these rounds you see guys get hot early on. That was the exact opposite. Frasca took a couple of seconds there, but after about a minute and a half, he really started to kind of find that zone. McCabe started putting up and in. Hey, that's not a bad spot. You know, you come out, talk about Danbury setting the table. They get Kanios in the 60-yard dash, comes out, runs a 6.22 to start things off. And then you got a guy like Jake Frasca, not necessarily the biggest power threat in the league, but he comes out, puts up a 7 spot in the first round. So, hey, in a park like this, we'll see what happens. But I think this is my guy right here. Brandon Smith obviously leads the team in home runs with 12 right now, but he's just been lights out for this team all season long. For Keene, that is.
Well, it didn't look like it was going to be a great start for Frasca as underway here. We are.
Yeah, and next pitch comes into him. Valley assistant coach throwing to him here. This ball ripped down the left field line. That's probably got enough on it as, no, excuse me, does not. As I thought that had a lot more coming off the head of the bat. That ball skied over to the left side.
Well, similar start to what we saw with Frasca as he, you know, it didn't really, he had maybe 1 in that first minute and then just turned it on. His final minute was a laser show.
Well, especially with a situation like this, Brandon Smith not used to being thrown to by you know, an assistant coach from a different team, so just got to take a second to find the wheelhouse as that ball's lifted to left field. But looks like he got too much air underneath that. Kids out there in left make the play on it. So still no home runs as of yet for Smith, but a guy that once he gets into the groove can definitely lift a lot. Speaking of which, that ball driven out to left center, but I think that one's going to fall just short as well as it does hit the warning track. But as we said, that ball down the line, is it going to stay fair? Yes, it does, and that's the first home run of the round there for Brandon Smith. Just hooking it in, line drive out to left, but that'll fall in.
It's going to have to be pull side homers all night, especially for the righties. The lefty, as you said, just had a significant disadvantage here.
Lefty just got to turn the opposite way and
start slapping.
Yeah, just start slapping it the other way. That ball ripped down the line, heads up down there for the gentleman down by the tarp. And still just 1 in the round here for Brandon Smith. Has 10 on the season so far for his Keene team and leads the league in RBIs at 44 right now. That ball ripped out to center, but routine ball out there anyway. And again, you know, you mentioned it. Guys that hit home runs in games, not necessarily the biggest batting practice home run guys. No, and it's the exact opposite sometimes. You know, you can look at a guy like Ty Adcock. No home runs, came into the league as a pitcher. As that ball's lifted up, that ball may be gone. And yes, it is a long fly ball out to left field. Shades down the left field line, 2 on the round so far for Smith. That ball driven out to center field, but that'll drop in. I thought he had a read on that one too out there in center field.
Well, I gotta say,
big rip out to left center, and it does bounce off the Yankee Candle sign. So 3 on the round here for Brandon Smith as he's got a couple over the last few seconds.
He tosses the hat aside, trying to get in a groove here, trying to make a run at the end.
Can't have any distractions. That ball lifted deep out to left. And yes, sir, as that ball will get out of here, number 4. Low line drive down the left field line, not nearly enough on that one. So 4 home runs. That ball lifted out to left as doesn't have enough at the fence, but that one right after it will have an.
Oh, wow.
No, it did not. I thought that ball coming off the bat did. This one definitely does. It's just a high fly ball down there, clears the second fence. Now 2 in a row? No, drops inside. 5 home runs.
This is a workout for the eyes in here.
Yeah, I tell you. 4 seconds left. See if he can get one right here. As he skies that one up, but not going to leave the infield. So 5 in the round for Brandon Smith. Not enough to beat Jake Frasca, but at the same time, only 2 behind. So we'll see what we got. They gave him a 4 count. Let's say, okay.
All right.
I could have sworn he had 5, but despite that one, I swear he had 5. But either way, he has 4 officially, so first 2 guys down. Jake Frasca leading the way. Again, like we said, Danbury just coming out and setting the table here in these skills competitions. So now it looks like we'll have the missing schooners, Freddie Sabito, our first lefties. So let's see what Sabito has here.
This is going to be interesting. We'll see. This, you know.
Yeah, hang with us here as we try to read these balls off the lefties.
I think I'm going to just have to rely on the monitor. And while we do, a shout out to what a fantastic job the crew is doing here. The camera work by this staff has been excellent. And shout out to Newport Gulls for giving us a chance here with bringing the production equipment down and helping us to put on this All-Star Game broadcast.
And Tom coming in at 8 a.m. this morning from Newport to set all this up, was working hard when we got here for Pro Day and has not stopped working hard, so much appreciated.
This one is swung on, and
that probably had the distance, but way foul.
Way foul, yeah. This one, going to look like it's a little foul again. Well, this is, we'll do the best we can, folks. The lefty is pretty tough to read. This one, though, looks like that is going to get out of here. It does.
And it's not necessarily the longest distance to right field. It's just a matter of the height.
That one's foul. He's going to have to adjust here and not pull it quite as much.
But he's been putting some good swings on it, that's for sure.
Certainly has. Sabito has been going with the line drive. Freddie Sabito, junior at Wagner in the fall.
It's actually funny, his teammate, Brandon Hall, now a catcher for the Mainers, asked him about Sabito going into this because we hadn't really seen Mystic much, only once so far this year. And his teammate, Brandon Hall, was telling me a kid that if he gets underneath the ball, it goes a long, long way. So,
just 3 home runs so far this season in the NECBL, but certainly a guy, as you're seeing right now, can pack a punch. He's a minute down with just 1. Swings on that one. Kind of threw the hands at that one a little bit. Coach Reegs from New Bedford is the one firing in the pitches to him. That one's going to miss up, and he'll leave that alone. This one's stroked out, but not looking like it'll have the height. That one, well, touches down short of the track, actually. This one, though, a little bit better, but foul again.
Well, he's had about 4 or 5 that have been home run distance.
Oh, yeah.
They've just been hooking too far to the right-hand side and going too far fouls. So.
Well, he knows the name of the game for a lefty. You got to pull and pull hard, but pulling a little bit too hard. Pops another one up, lets one go. Coming up on a minute left here for him. This one is stroked. That one, if it stays fair, is going to count. And I don't think it was. This one, though, looks like it will be if it stays up, and it does not. Just touches down on that.
And again, it's that second fence on top of the other fence that really gets it.
That one is out of just about every other park in the NECBL.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
Probably quite literally every single one. This one thrown out a little bit more towards center, but short. So just 1 so far here. This one has a chance, and
it's definitely gone, but do they count it?
You know, we don't have a lot of confirmation. That one looks good to me, but I can't quite tell.
That
this
one's
one
definitely
looks
gone.
Good. That is smoked up and out.
And another one.
Get 2.
See if he gets
right
another
on the
one.
back, and it does. Just creeps over the fence. So Sabito with a quick pair, trying to catch. That one bounces down the line. Trying to tie up Smith. He's got 10 seconds. Pops one foul. Might be his last chance here. The swing. That one is up. Line drive, and it's gone. So with his last hit, I guess he popped one foul afterwards, but the last official goes out. 4 home runs for Sabito.
And I feel bad for him because he could have had almost 10 in that round, but at the same time, he just kept hooking him fouls, so 4 there. So Jake Franski's still leading the way here for the first 3 guys. Kind of maybe a sleeper in this in this home run derby. Still a lot of contestants to go here. Next guy up going to be Robert Emery. So I'm sure his assistant coach will stay out there and throw to him, as he is from New Bedford.
Emery with 6 home runs on the season for the Bay Sox. Emery out of the University of San Francisco.
It's funny, you look at what he did this year. Played 25 games, struggled at the plate. And only had 6 hits at the plate, only 1 double, no home runs. But sometimes we mention it. It doesn't matter what you do in games for the home run derby. It's how you hit in batting practice. And some of these guys, like I was mentioning, Ty Adcock for Upper Valley, came to Upper Valley as a pitcher, but has been playing a little bit more of right field. But we're watching him in batting practice up in Upper Valley last week, and he's just dropping nukes. He's hitting balls left, right, whatever. And metal, wood, didn't matter, just dropping bombs. So sometimes that's all you need is just to get hot in a competition like this, and all of a sudden you run away with it.
So we're back here to a righty, and I, for one, am so thankful for that. We're in the press box here on the first base side of things.
Problem is we have a big tree right in front of us, otherwise we'd be able to see at least the fence a little bit better.
So Coach Reegs will try to find his zone here for Emery. Swings on that one, and that's just a ground ball. A lot of it here is just finding your gel. This one popped up. You know, you talked about it, to trying to find where the sweet spot is for these hitters.
And it's always a little bit easier when you have a guy that throws to you every day and he knows kind of where to put the ball for you.
Pitch there from Reeves, and that one's clocked. This one should be way out of here. That one, oh no, wow. That one really died, got hung up there in the air.
And I'm telling you, some of these ones that have looked like absolute hammer shots have just dropped short, and then the ones that look like pop flies have gone out.
Oh, yeah.
Got to catch the breeze right.
Has a chance, but that'll touch down. So make it 3 of the last 4 that have hit off the fence. This one shot out more towards center. That'll stay in. And that one hops the fence off the track, so he is putting some good charges into these balls, but can't quite find the distance.
I'll say he's 4 of his last 5 with doubles.
Yeah. This one down the line has a chance, but it twists foul, and it did come over the fence, but just to the left of the pole. That one almost hit it. So still looking for the first home run here is Emery.
Again, he's just missed the baseball a couple of times, so.
This one clocked, but foul again. That one hops out of play.
I like the contingents of kids behind the secondary fence.
That's right.
Out there. Can't necessarily see the ball coming, but.
Line drive, and that one stabbed by a young fan.
A minute 30 left.
So halfway through the round here is Emery, still looking for his first. Over through the first minute and 30 seconds. This one is high and looking shallow. A couple kids circle under it and make the play. This one, though, has a chance. Out to left, a little bit too much air under it, perhaps, and it will fall inside the fence. So still looking for that first one. This one, though, is out of here. Trying to back it up. That one's deep. And that make it 2. And a third. Getting hot here is Emery. That one is way out over the second fence. Now a more line drive shot might sneak over. It does not. That one hits off the first fence. But 3 now for Emery, and he's going to give a run. This one deep. Got a chance. It is gone. Trying to move into second place here. He's got a little time to do so as Emery getting hot through the middle of the round. 30 seconds left to go. Pitch swung on, and that one is deep, but it will stay in. Fielded out there. The line drive's just not doing the job.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things that unfortunately the fence may be small, but ooh.
This one up, and gone. Make it 5. One last chance. This one stroked, and that might be the best of the round. That is out of here. 6 home runs for Robert Emery.
And again, a minute and a half, he didn't have any. And then he just put up 6, and he did it all pretty consecutive orders. So, hey, there's your second place guy already, and he got hot late. And that's what we talk about these competitions. That's really what you see. Doesn't matter what level these competitions are at. It's always just guys get hot at certain points during the round, and they can rattle off, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there you go. Easy enough.
Well, Emery there, as you said, turns it on. It's all about getting that first one under your belt, and then after that, just taking off from there.
Now you got a guy like Dalton Reed, who has just been crushing the baseball this year, has 11 home runs, and he's one of those dudes that if he gets hot, he gets real hot.
Absolutely. Reed out of Kentucky, another lefty here. And
well, it's interesting, he's heading to Kentucky this year, transfer from Seminole State, which is a college in Oklahoma, JUCO. But you look at what he did at JUCO this season, and he had 26 home runs at school this year. And
incredible.
Yeah, it's just wild. So
right now sits with 11, tied for second in the NECBL, first in the Southern Division over his teammate Stevie Mangrum, as the Gulls have really just started to mash here towards the end of the season. Had a streak of 4 games with 16 home runs combined. This one might be his first. This one is a shot, and that is out of here and left. So the first one for Reed under his belt early here. The Newport Gull smashes this one, but not quite as deep. Will it get out? It does. Gets over the fence, make it 2. This one is high and deep. And a couple fans chasing after it.
warning track.
Warning track, that touches down. Reed bounces that one out to the outfield. Swings on this one, and that's out to center. That'll touch down Pilgrims saw firsthand the power that Reed displays. Has had a couple of moonshots against the Pilgrims, one of them at home that cleared the houses out in center.
Well, Maynard's got to host them on Wednesday up at Goodall Park. Only faced them one time, and it was actually literally the second to last game before they got hot. They were still kind of struggling when we faced them, but now we got to face them red hot.
This one's deep, and that is gone, way gone. Make it 3 for Reed. Over a minute in here, approaching halfway. This one shot out, but that should, it's got a chance, and that is out of here.
And his swing is just so effortless. If you look at him, he's just a ton of hip action, and it just brings that head of the bat through the zone.
See, all the kids have shifted over into right, playing the pull. That one a line shot, but that will stay down. Might have one-hopped the fence if not for a little fan interference there. This one swung on. If it's got the height, it should be good. That one is up and gone. Make it 5. So 5 home runs for Dalton Reed here, and he's got a chance to overtake Jake Frasca. He's got a minute left, needs 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead. This one swung on. That one more shot out towards center, and that one will touch down to the base of the fence. This one, though, a line shot. It's up, and it is gone. Make it 6 for Reed.
That
He's
might
one
be
away.
7.
This one looking for his 7th, and he's got it. Well, the music cuts out, and it gets eerily quiet here, but he's tied the lead. 30 seconds left, a chance to overtake it. This one up. Fans looking at it, and they will have a play on that when it touches down.
And the interesting thing about me, look how much he's choked up on the bat.
It's crazy. He is a guy who we've talked about with Dave Peck on all of these calls. He always chokes up. Swings on this one. That one's high. Has a chance. Does he have the lead? Yes, he does. No, I'm sorry. That one right off the top of the fence against that white banner. Tough to see, and that'll do it. But Reed ties for the lead, and that eliminates Robert Emery, Brandon Smith, and Freddie Sabito, who were already eliminated after Emery's round. So right now it's Frasca and Reed tied at 7, setting the pace here in the NECBL 2018 Home Run Derby.
And again, it's top 2 that go on, and we'll play a 4-minute final round. I mean, that's just great. 3 minutes is long, but 4 minutes is top. Now, granted, they do get that 30-second timeout, which always comes in clutch, and in these kind of competitions, got to make sure you use it right. But we'll see. What's up next is Jackson Koontz, a guy that has consistently stayed at the top of the league in terms of batting average, and a guy that, in my professional opinion, is the best 2-strike hitter in this league, hands down. A man that you just cannot strike out. The only person that strikes out Jackson Koontz is Jackson Koontz, and it's just because he takes a bad swing, but rarely do you see that. A guy that can spray it to all fields, but has some power to that right center field gap, although here it's a bit of a shot to get it out, but we'll see what he's got. Josh Kiefer, the assistant coach for the Mainers, is going to be throwing to him.
He really is just such an incredible young talent. Just finished his freshman year
That's
at URI.
the craziest thing to me.
What upside on this kid.
Yeah, right? 6'3", 240 out of Orono, Maine.
Just a beast.
Taking a few here. See what Kiefer's got for him. First pitch ripping, and he skies it out to right. Not going to have enough, but he's got that elevated swing that if he gets underneath it, ball just travels. You see it roped out to right center field there. The guy that's hit a bunch of doubles and a lot of extra base hits, not necessarily a ton of home runs on the season, as he has only 3, but guy that puts a charge into a baseball. That ball's sent out to right center, but it hits the warning track. That one, though, down the line, if it stays fair, it definitely has enough. We'll see if it does. And we'll get a ruling on that. This next one roped out to right.
I think that prior one did stay fair.
I want to say the prior one did, so that should be the first of the round, but we'll see anyway. As Koontz taking a few pitches there from Kiefer, just trying to find the right spot. May have found it there, but instead that ball is going to die towards the warning track. And again, really, it's from what I've seen so far, Quinn, it's you pull it down the line or not. That ball lifted to right, back it goes, and it gets out of here. So there's one, and he might follow it up with his second as that ball's lifted to right, and it is. That one's way out of here. So 2 here for Jackson Koontz officially. That ball lifted down the right field line, but it just a line drive. And if you're just joining us here, Jake Frasca led things off with 7. Dalton Reed just tied that, and Koontz has 2 here. But a tough park for lefties is you really got to put a bat underneath the ball and just keep lifting it up in the air.
Yeah, we've seen, Reed before that.
Half the round remains as that ball is lifted out to right, but it bounces fair.
It's just a different look from Koontz. Reed was just so effortless.
That ball's hammered to right. As that, does it have enough? And it does to get over the Trombley Associates sign. And now the second one in a row as he lifts that out to right. And just off the top of the fence, though. Another laser beam down the right field line, but this one's belted. But looks like they're going to get underneath it out there as it does go off the top of the fence. So just when you think you got one, as that one's hammered to right, that one probably does have enough, and it does. There's number 3. Followed up by a high fly ball. That one not going to get out of here. This one pushed out to center. So this is the time of the round where guys start really getting tired because just one after another after another. May see a little bit of gassed.
It's where we saw
effort
Emery
here.
heat up, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's some guys that kind of just, once they get their head out of it and you're just running on fumes, they can really make a run.
Just go on adrenaline alone, right? And that's the thing. A lot of these guys have been hitting ropes, but just, of course, that's not the name of the game in this competition. 3 straight, now 8 seconds left. That ball might skim over the top of the wall, and it does. As he gets number 4, last one here, not going to go, so Jackson Koontz will end the round with 4. Not going to be good at, 5, So they will count that one from early in the round. So he does have 5, which is good enough for 3rd place at this point. So not going to be good enough for those final 2. So it's still, right now, a tie between Jake Frasca and Dalton Reed. So the Southern Division representing here, but here comes your guy, Quinn, and Isaiah Cullum, a guy that, he started out hot, cooled off a little bit, but all of a sudden just blew up again. So, and a right-hander, so a much easier path to the home run ball here at McKenzie Stadium.
I think that's exactly what, I kind of look at when I see him is that, it's an easier go for him to try to get it out of here. And you see Coach Greg Zackerson will throw to him, the head coach for the Southern Division All-Stars, and he asks Cullum to step out so he can just kind of find that zone.
Zackerson's got a little more zip on the ball.
He does. He's the guy, the guys will tell you, he tries to strike you out in batting practice. He throws a lot of strikes, and he'll mix in a curveball if you start taking him deep too often. So he'll have to fight that instinct here.
Right. Starts throwing splitters in the home run derby.
First one, Cullum sends this one. It's deep out to center, but that'll touch down. You're just not going to see one tonight out to center, I wouldn't imagine.
Unless it's one that there's no doubt about it.
Right. So Isaiah Cullum swings on this one. That one's down the line. It's a shot. It has a chance, and it's gone over the second fence. So Cullum's got his first one under his belt. Swings on this one. That's down the line, but it'll twist foul. Swings on this one. That's deep. It's up, and it will just fall at the base of the fence. Still looking for number 2 here as Cullum, 8 home runs to lead the Pilgrims. This one a shot. It's high and deep. Out to left, but the wind might have held it up. It does. That one will fall. This one, though, driven, absolutely punished, and that'll get out.
Hurricane winds aren't keeping that one.
No, this one shot, but high again. Got under that one. So 2 for Cullum here in the early goings.
Well, he's hit a couple that have been home run distance just straight up in the air.
That's right. A minute down for Cullum. Swings on that one, a bit more of a line drive. Cullum swings on that one, and this has a chance. And no, that'll be caught by a fan. Another one. He's just getting under a couple of these. Cullum, a big, big boy.
And some of the pitches up and inside, and he's just trying to pull up a little bit too much on it.
This one is golfed. That one's out to left, he'll stay. So a minute and 30 left to go for Cullum, who got too quickly but has slowed his pace here. Swings on that one. It's deep, but should stay in. It does. The number to get to right now is 7. 2 men tied there. Cullum swings on this one. It's a liner, and it'll just hit off the fence. This one down the line too far. Foul ball. This This one swung on, it's high, but it should stay in as a couple kids are getting ready to camp under it. And they make the grab.
I like the nonchalant catch out there, though.
Cullum shoots this one out towards center. And I'll tell you what, these are getting sprayed out into the woods at Forges Field where Cullum's taking deep people, but not here. This one's high. This one might have a chance, but it'll stay in. Another high pop-up. So Cullum still with 2.
And that's the thing. If you can hit double-digit home runs in a competition here, that's saying something. Because as you mentioned, most every park, there's a lot more home runs on the board than we've seen so far. That's for sure.
Yeah. Bit of an exhausted swing there from Cullum, so he'll hit the reset. Looking for number 3. This one's hit hard. It's deep out there, has a chance, but
I think it bounced behind his sign.
Yeah, behind the sign. You could see the second bounce. Cullum swings on that one, though. That is way gone, so an emphatic ending to the round for Isaiah Cullum, who can only muster 3 home runs. And he will not advance to the next stage, but a solid effort. Just looked like he was going with a bit too much of an uppercut swing.
Well, and that's going to bring up Johnny Reiser. And a young man that has 5 home runs on the season does Johnny Reiser, but he's leading the league right now in doubles. And just the definition of a 5-tool kid. He's an unbelievable center fielder. He can hit the ball. He can run. He's got a cannon for an arm, so see what he's got here from his assistant coach, Josh Kiefer. But again, another lefty, so he's got to put some air underneath it. First pitch ripping, and his line drive out to right field. I think he's just going to try the exhaustive approach, just keep smashing at the baseballs. He's hit some pretty good line drives, but of course that's not going to get it done in the home run derby. Johnny Reiser out of TCU. This ball lifted out to right. See if it's got enough juice on it. No, it does not. And a hard hit line drive there. That's the thing. Again, these guys are hitting great batting practice swings, just unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
In a competition like this, you got to get a little more air under the ball.
It's tough to make the adjustment, really, and it's one that perhaps, at this stage of your career, you don't necessarily want to over-adjust.
That ball hammered to right. Lots of air underneath it. Did he get enough? Yes, he did. Home run. So that's the first for Reiser as he puts another one out there to right field, but that one's a little bit too much underneath it. Rip to the right side, but that one stays on the ground. This ball hammered to right. Lots of air underneath that. Did he get caught up in the jet stream? No, it didn't. That one gets out. So number 2, and then he sprays one to center field. But, of course, as Quinn had mentioned last time, that's going to take a lot more than that to get it out to center field here.
I hope we get a chance to see it, but I highly doubt it.
I know. So he does have 2, does Risers. This ball hit out to right field. Just line drive after line drive. This one, does it have enough height? No, it does not. It hits off the top of the fence. So halfway through the round here, 2 on the board for Reiser.
Well, I think we're kind of discounting it. I'm realizing now you look out to the flag that's out there beyond the boundaries in left field, and when
that
it
ball,
is blowing.
That one definitely might have a chance as that one gets up, and it's gone, number 3.
The wind is blowing out to right now, so it's giving the lefties a little bit of a better chance.
That one caught way up in the air, not going to have enough to squirt out of play, though. But you're right, and it's funny, during this competition, the wind's starting to swirl a little bit too. Is that ball lifted deep to right? High fly ball, and it gets off the base of the fence. So just missing a couple of these, just like Cullum did, is Johnny Reiser. As another one, but again, just too short to ride up over the fence here. That one hit out to right center, deep and off the fence. 30 seconds to go here for Reiser. He has 3, but he needs 4 more to at least tie for the lead. Skies that one up just over the infield. Again, this is the part of the round where a lot of guys start to hit that wall as it's just swing after swing. Popped up as with 10 seconds, probably not going to do it as this one skied out to right as the final couple of seconds click off. This one could be number 4, and it is. So that is number, apparently that one hit off the top of the fence. Actually, it looks like it got stuck in one of the signs up there. So 3 for Johnny Reiser as it's back-to-back rounds of 3. 1 for Isaiah Cullum and then for Johnny Reiser. So we mentioned it's a different type of swing, and you talked about it there for a second. Guys are coming in condition not to swing up on the ball, to hit line drives, and now you have to do the exact opposite of everything you've been taught, and it is a different swing. So
it's not necessarily, like I said, for a home run derby competition, obviously it's fun. You want to go out there, you'd love to win it, but you don't want to change up the swing too much. There's so much talk going on right now. I mean, you look this year, how many guys sat out of the home run derby after, Judge, who won it in 2017, was really struggling to hit after that. At the pro level, guys are saying, the swing doesn't feel quite right after they do that. It's the same kind of idea here, and especially the guys that are going on to then play in the All-Star game later tonight. You don't want to get, into bad habits in the middle of your last BP round before the game.
Well, and that's why, even this year, Bryce Harper was teetering on whether or not he wanted to do it because he didn't want to screw himself up. Exactly. Obviously, he ended up doing it, did it for good reason, and ended up winning it. But at the same time, it's just, and he's one of the perfect examples of getting hot in a matter of about 30 seconds.
Right.
He put out about 9 home runs, so.
And not exactly like there was that much to screw up at that point in his season.
So Ty Adcock going to step in here out of Upper Valley. And again, he came into Upper Valley out of Elon University as a pitcher. But he is an outfielder as well. Hit at the plate in 45 games down at Elon this year, batted .210. Up here hitting a little bit better than that, though, as he's leading the team actually for Upper Valley in batting average. Fewer at bats, but at least leading the team as first pitch swung on is hammered out to center field. Not a guy that has hit a home run yet in this league. But I was talking earlier, we saw him up in Upper Valley taking batting practice swings, and a guy that is just as good of a batting practice hitter as anybody else, is still looking for his first home run here. And he was hitting home runs with both wood bats and metal bats, but at the same time, you mentioned it, a different ballpark here. That one hit out to right center field. Oh, goodness, and he got it underneath and put it out to right center.
Oh, boy.
So that's the closest one to center field we've seen. As this one is hit out to left center field. And that's the thing, off the bat, didn't look like it was coming off that hard, but that ball just kept going and going. Might have another one in the opposite way as he puts some air underneath this.
Wow.
And he does not, as that one does skip off of the base of the wall, but all of a sudden flashes some oppo power. So they did count that home run. Looked like it went off the fence, but that ball lifted way up to left, and that ball's out of here. So 3 now.
Well, for a guy that doesn't have one on the season, he's certainly putting on a show here.
Well, he's tied the last 3 guys as that one's hit out to right field. Not going to get enough, though. Popped up. That one's going to sky out to center. That one, though, just hit off of the handle of the bat, it looked like, and straight up in the air it went. So halfway through, got 3 on the board, does Adcock. As that one just misses a home run. That one, though, lifted out to left center. And at his home ballpark, that's gone, but here it's off the base of the fence. So Adcock has 3. Line drive out to center again, of course. Going to take more than a line drive to get it out of here in center field. Too much underneath the one. This one to left center. That one a little bit more towards left, true left field, but way too much air underneath it.
I've seen a lot of balls just getting really held up. I mean,
he's starting to slow down a little bit between swings, so maybe hitting that wall a little bit here. Line drive after line drive. Good hits, just not enough for home runs. Another guy that chokes up a little bit on the bat. That one roped out to left center, but again, going to fall short of the fence. And less than 30 seconds here. He needs a pretty good power surge here in the final few seconds. But these balls are just being lifted a little bit too high in the air. Less than 10. Another skied out to center. Let's even get one more here in this round. 3 seconds ago, one more ball coming home. Swung on and fouled back towards the screen. I think he had 3 in that round, but they gave him 2 officially. Either way, though, needs 7. 3-2 doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Not
really
going to get
getting
it there.
close,
So,
yeah.
but that will bring up another Northern Division guy. In fact, the next couple are all Northern Division as Richard Constantine goes by Richie. He'll step up, a Valley guy. So first Valley guy here in this competition, and seeing if he can get a little home magic. A guy that's used to hitting as a right-handed hitter, batting practice here. So see if he can catch some air and sky the ball out over the left field fence.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, like you said, he's got the most experience at the park. Just 3 home runs on the year, though, when you imagine that a guy with a lot of pop off the bat, you play him somewhere else, you'd have a lot higher total.
Out of Western Kentucky. This year at Western Kentucky, played in 37 games, hit .247. 19 hits, no home runs, though. Big rip on the first pitch as he was out in front of that one. Kind of a joke with his assistant coach who's on the hill with him. Skied straight up in the air. That one just gets over the infield.
And of his 3 home runs on the season, only 1 of them here at Valley. And 2 of them came in the first 2 games of the season. Where were they? And a couple of match boxes in Keene and Winnipesaukee.
Of course, why not? And you can see on every swing, he's just laying everything out on it.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
putting every ounce of himself behind every ball. That one might have enough for the first one for him, but it doesn't as it skips off the base of that fence. It's like there's a cap on the
Yeah.
the air here that when it gets to a certain point, it just shoots it straight down. Because anywhere else in this league, we would have seen a ton more home runs as heads up down the left field line on a rocket down that way. This one lifted out to left. Did he get enough underneath this one? No, off the base of the fence it goes again.
Some of these, you just don't know how they're not getting out of here.
I know, and Richard Constantine thinking, hey, I'm the home guy here. Give
Right.
me a little magic, will you? That ball ground to the left side. Lifted out to left center, but way too much underneath it, as that is a very high fly ball. Got to give credit to the fielders here. If they've been making some pretty decent plays out there, that ball might be enough for the first, and it is as the bullpen catches that one out there. And he's got one on the board, does Constantine. Halfway through, one on the board, needs 6 to tie the leaders. As that ball's hit out to left, see if it has enough. No, it does not. Hits the warning track. That one lifted to left. A little bit closer to left field, but it just hits the fence.
Oh, boy.
Even the short fence. Not getting any love here at the home park is Richard Constantine. That one's definitely not going to have enough as that one came off the handle.
Oh, it's crazy. We're here in our final 4. You look at Constantine, Grise, Hwang, and Hampton.
And I'm interested to see how Hampton and Grise do. This ball warning track power there.
What's crazy, though, is Hwang, with his 13 home runs, has more than the other 3 guys combined. So, you know, if you're a betting man, he might be the best one to have a run at this title right now.
And Grise, a guy that I don't think I've seen him hit a soft baseball all season long up in the Northern Division. I mean, a kid that even a ground ball is a tough one because it's rocketing at you.
Pilgrims have faced off against him once. I remember he was 0 for his first 4, and every time it was like he was getting hits taken away.
Yeah.
Just all barreled up right at people.
So still looking for a crooked number here is Constantine, as under 30 seconds to go here in this round. 10 seconds, lifts that out to left. A high, high, high fly ball, but not enough. 3 seconds. This one puts it to left. Does he have enough to get 2? No, as it hits off the warning track. And he will end the round with just 1. So definitely not going to get the job done. Nate Grise, though, ready to go right after him. Nate Grise out of Western Michigan, an outfielder. We were just talking about him, and a dude with a ton of power. Not just power, though. Just can barrel a baseball and has a ton of noise that comes out of every hit or out that he has.
Absolutely does. He's just a big dude is what it comes down to, and he really just gets a lot of muscle behind these balls. It'll be interesting to see. It has kind of gone contrary to what you'd expect. The righties having a little bit more trouble,
Yeah.
not with the wind in their favor.
And I think some of the righties just trying to lift the ball
Yeah.
a little bit too much, and
Yep.
it's just creating pop flies. So we'll see what Grise has here. Grise, the starting outfielder for the Northern Division in tonight's All-Star game. His counterpart in Johnny Reiser out in center field only had 3 here tonight. See if Grise can top that. Again, out of Western Michigan is Grice. This ball hit out to left field, but not going to have enough on that one. Beautiful day here, though, in Holyoke, that is for sure. Whether they're hitting a ton of home runs or not, yet to be seen, but at the same time, at least a beautiful day for it. Still looking for the first here is Grice as that ball's hit out to center. That's not going to go. Guy that's used to hitting balls to center field that's 420 feet dead center in Vermont, so knows that's not going to get it done. Line drive to left, but that will fall in play. That ball hit down the left field line. That one should have enough, but it doesn't.
Wow.
It's just so much topspin on these baseballs. And that's the thing, you know, you see some of these right-handed hitters have either gotten too underneath or it's been too much topspin. They haven't been able to find that in between. So still looking for number one is Grice. That ball line drive to left, but way too short on that one. Lifted a lot more air underneath on that one out to left center, but gets to the warning track and dies.
1 minute, 3 seconds remaining.
Halfway through, no home runs on the board yet. He's just trying to work towards that left field line, but not enough power on that one.
Well, obviously, you got half around here to go for Grice and 2 more coming up, but it looks like for the second time we could see a finalist from a Danbury guy who led an event off.
You know, sometimes it's a matter of jumping out early, right?
That's right. The wind has certainly picked up, I think, from the beginning. Frasca came up, didn't have it as much.
When you look down the left field line where the flag is, it is blowing in more towards us here on the first base side. So as Grice is kind of shaking his head as he's felt good on a couple of swings, just hasn't been able to get him out. This one, though, pushed out to left field as that one might have enough. And yes, it does as he clears the second fence. So he does have one here. That's not going to get it done, though, as that's just a fly ball out to left center. And you can hear the crack of the bat all the way up here on most of these hits for him, but good for the batting average, not for the home run derby. High fly ball goes to left center. Again, with that wind just dying out there in no man's land. So the top half of this order is 10 seconds remain. That one's a line drive. See if we can get a crooked number here. Line drive to left center. Cannot, and that will be it. So back-to-back one-homer rounds. And, you know, we talked about early on, the first guy was 7, next guy with 5, next guy with 4, next guy with 5, then to 7, then to 5, and then a steady drop-off. 3-3-3-1-1. So let's see what Lorenzo Hampton, a guy that wasn't supposed to be in this competition, but worked his way in at the end of the Pro Day display that he had in the batting cage, hit 6 out in Pro Day. So see what he's got here is he's one of those guys that's going to hit moonshots to left field, but you have mentioned it. We'll see if the wind's going to play any advantage or disadvantage.
It's not quite as, I mean, that flag a little bit more quiet right now, but it's just, it hasn't been there for the righties so far. I mean, after Frasca, it hasn't happened.
Renzo Hampton out of Florida International University.
I gotta say, I love what we're doing here, saving the supposed best for last and Bernie Huang Po Hao.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just leave him off. Hampton a late addition, but he slots in ahead of him.
And he just crushes that baseball, and that won't have enough, but these are just hammered balls. I mean, you can see he's putting every ounce of the top half of himself underneath every baseball, just trying to sky it out to left. Understandable. Big guy, 6'4", 245. That ball's hammered to left, and I don't think that one's coming back. No, it is not. Off the Mass Live sign. That one definitely had the distance, but it goes foul to the left. This one, though, another one that's going to get out of here to left field. So now all of a sudden he has 2. That one back towards the road. Make it 2 in a row as this ball gets hot.
Oh, he's in a groove.
He's in a groove. Is that ball skied to left? Does that one have enough? It's a high fly ball, and it does. 3 in a row over the second fence as he lines that one to the foul territory. But another pop fly out to left field. Make it 5. So Hampton pushes one out to left field. That one's way, way out of here. Make it 6. That one's not going to get it, but already 6 here for Hampton, and the guy not even supposed to be in the competition.
He had 9 baseballs in a row that were home run distance.
Hammer to left. Did he tie for the lead? Yes, he did. And he hits that one to left. Do we have a new leader? Yes, goodbye. And all of these mainly over that second fence. Wow. Without a doubt, a new leader with 8. Make it 9. Goodbye, baseball. And you hear the crowd starting to get into it a little bit with a flurry of action here.
Wow, he is just smoking these balls.
Number 9, just a few seconds ago, that one way too high. So see if he can be our first guy to double digits here tonight. As that one could have been it, but just out in front he goes. 1 minute, and your leader in Lorenzo Hampton has 9, looking to make it double digits before this round ends. And he'll take a deep breath, and why not? He has a 2-stroke lead here, if you will.
He's locked into the finals.
And he's just joking, laughing around, and why not? Comes out there and dropping bombs. Grounded to the left side, looking for number 10. Progressively getting higher here. That ball hit out to left center, but that's going to be one of those ones I think is going to get short of the track. 30 seconds to go. That one, though, as it's gone, number 10. That ball lifted to left. Does he have 2 in a row and make it number 11? Number 11 on the round, and he walks off to the admiration in the Northern Division, and you hear the crowd clapping as well, and why not? Nice display by a guy in Lorenzo Hampton who wasn't even supposed to be in the competition, worked his way in, and he puts up an 11 spot and is the first guy to hit double digits on the day.
Well, everybody else in the competition is sitting there thinking, there's the ringer. I mean, just not, like you said, not even supposed to be here, and he comes in, has the longest home run streak of anybody so far with 3 in a row. Had only seen back-to-back twice prior to that.
And he walks over to the dugout saying, hey, guys, what's been so hard about this?
Oh, my. Just absolutely
and
punishing
again,
balls.
There was no cheap shots there.
No.
There was one shot that hit inside the bullpen. Every other one, though, hit over the second fence. So,
That's
hey,
right.
if you're going to do it right. So we'll see if Po Hao Huang is going to make his appearance at the plate, although it may have been a case maybe Lorenzo Hampton is taking the spot of Po Hao Huang. I don't know, as Huang did participate in the pro day activities this morning, so we'll see.
Not a lot of action towards the
Northern Division dugouts, so I would imagine that is the end of the round. So, might have a tiebreaker here, though.
Yeah.
As it's defined the top two advance. The top one, obviously, in Lorenzo Hampton, he just came out and put up an 11 spot, so he's well into the finals. Jake Frasca and Dalton Reed were tied at 7 apiece. And we'll see if we are going to get a swing-off, if you will. Or maybe we'll just have a 3-way in the final round, because it's only supposed to be 2 in the final round, but just one more round to go.
Well, Hampton there really turned it on in the middle of the round, and he had a streak where 9 straight were home run distance. He turned 3 of them just a little bit foul. But 6 home runs in 9 swings. It was just an incredible run for him.
And that's the thing, early on in the round, he was hitting pop flies, and then you saw him kind of level it out, and as soon as he leveled it out, he's like, all right, I know exactly what I need next time.
Yep, what a round from him. So we see Frasca is heading out. We're trying to figure out here in the booth what exactly the play will be here. If they will do 3. I mean, Frasca seems like he's ready to go. He's out there. He wants, whether it be a swing off or just him in the finals.
Well, that's the thing. You're right. Whether it's a swing off or not, he's got to get out there anyway. So.
Well, Reed had a couple of chances to overtake him. He had hit that 7 mark with about a minute left and couldn't get past Frasca. So gives Frasca new life, and
the lone lefty to make it this far is Dalton Reed. So most home runs by a lefty, as he had 7. Next closest to him was Sabito from Mystic, as he had 4. And then right behind him, Johnny Reiser with 3. I think we're still waiting on a decision on what we're going to do, but you mentioned it before. Impressive round that coming out of there, and saw the I see the Vermont Mountaineers want us to channel our inner Chris Berman and bring the back. Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't want to mess with a legend, and I certainly don't want to ruin the back for sure.
I mean, we were getting such bad reads on some of
I
these
know.
balls that you set yourself
We
up
could have
for
said
failure.
back on every single shot,
right.
and it still would have been wrong. So Lorenzo Hampton comfortably into the next round. So we aren't going to have a swing off. Instead, we'll have a three-way final round.
So it will just be 3 minutes instead of the 4-minute final rounds.
But everyone does get that 30-second timeout. So a little bit different than the first round as it's just 3 straight minutes. Here, you can take a breath. It was funny, though. Hampton took his own timeout there after he hit number 9, knew he was comfortably in the lead, took a couple of deep breaths, and obviously it helped because he got 2 more out of it. So Jake Frasca going to step in, and it's 2 Southern Division guys against the Northern Division. See if the Southern Division can take both of the skills competition, or maybe Lorenzo Hampton comes up hot and gets one out of here and keeps the home run championship.
Well, Frasca will get ready to go here, and the South will have 2 opportunities to take it. Frasca just about ready to go. Eddie McCabe's going to throw to him again. And he's ready to swing. So the first one's cut on, second one hit. That's the second time McCabe has hit him. Hit him right on the Evo shield on the elbow there. Frasca's had a long break. He got into the final round after being the first one up. And has just sat around and waited for another chance to go. He lifts this one. It's high, and that one is gone. Oh, no.
No, it bounced literally just before.
Caught by somebody in the bullpen, but bounced.
Commissioner Sean McGrath threw me off on that one as he was kind of looking over his shoulder. I thought that was getting out of here. Uh-oh.
This one is deep and gone. So the first one for Frasca here in this round. Make it 2, perhaps. That one's got a chance, but it hits off the fence. Just 1 so far for Frasca. We haven't really seen a lot of line drives, or any line drives for that matter, get out.
I like it. Sticking with Eddie McCabe at the bullpen position, huh? Oh, goodness, that one's way out of here.
That one is gone, so make it 2 for Frasca. This one is high, but that'll be shallow in center. This one more out to left. It's got a chance. Backing up to the fence is a fan, and it's gone. 3 home runs for Frasca. 10 total as he hits double digits. Swings on this one. It's high. Might have a chance, and that is into the bullpen. That's 4 for Frasca, and he calls his timeout. So we'll take a break here as Frasca's going to catch a breather.
Understandable. Look at his teammates coming out, talking to his guy. A little strategy session, if you will, behind home plate.
I love it. And a breather. They're doing a mid-round interview for him.
There you go.
For, I assume, somebody's Instagram live, maybe.
And now they get the interview with the pitcher, too. Got to have both sides of it, right?
Well, I got to say, for a guy that has probably never thrown a bullpen in his life, Eddie McCabe has been doing a bang-up job.
I mean, you know, it's one of those things like, hey, go out there, throw me a ball over the middle of the plate, I'll do the rest.
So we're back in, right back into the round goes Frasca. Swings on that one. It's high. Might be too high, but it's going to have a chance. And no, it'll come down shallow, held up in the breeze.
I like the music choice here.
That one swung on, and that'll touch down in the infield. Just got under that one. A minute remaining here now for Frasca. Dribbles another one out. He's cooled off here since the timeout. Swings on that one, though. That's absolutely hammered. That one is up, and that'll clear the second fence. So Frasca with another one. A chance. No, that one too high.
I mean, if you're going to hit him in the final round, you might as well clear both fences, right?
Absolutely. This one is driven deep out towards the right center gap, but that'll be out on the track. Excuse me, the left center. This one swung on that, more of a line drive. It's got a chance, and it is off the wall. Swung on, and that'll be high but shallow.
That was one of those ones I thought one of the kids was going to try to make a play on and rob it.
Big swing on this one. This should be way out of here, and it is over the second fence, right over that Delaney Hotel sign. Trying to get one with his last swing, and it'll stay in. So the time is up on Frasca. Can't repeat the success of the first round, but pretty solid second for him. 6 home runs for Frasca make it 13 total.
Yeah, his teammates probably tell him he needs to hit the weight room, right? So we'll see what the lone lefty left.
So sweet swing, Dalton Reed. So we will be bringing an interview with the champion after. Jonah Karp and Dave Peck will be on that one. Frasca has 7 in the first round, 6 in the second, a 13 home run total. Reed had 7 as well to tie Frasca last round. We'll see what the lefty can do here. And Hampton with 11 in his first round. So Reed
now all of a sudden, I'm excited to see Hampton get back up, even though he wasn't even supposed to be in the competition to begin with.
And you know what's so funny, too, here? You look at 2 of the finalists, both guys who hit 7, have position guys throwing to him. Is Tim Tawa out of Stanford is the one who's been throwing the bullpen here, to, or excuse me, the batting practice here to Reed.
And, of course, Lorenzo Hampton had Josh Kiefer, the pitching coach for the Sanford Mainers, had him throwing to him. So don't want to mess with success, right?
No,
you got to have whatever worked in the first round, got to keep it going.
So Dawa gets ready here. He starts firing in. This one swung on by Reed, and it is deep. The very first swing he takes, and he's got his first homer of the round. Backs it up with a shot, but that's going to stay in. This one high, deep out to right, but that should fall as it touches down in front of the fence. So 1 so far for Reed, a quick one to start off the round on his first swing. That one's hammered, but down the line foul. This one kind of popped up. That's really the first one we've seen him go opposite way with. That one will touch down again. Reed has gotten under the last couple. This one swung on and hit deep, and off the Valley Blue Sox 2017 NECBL champion sign. This one is swung on. It's got a chance out to right, but that will fall short as well.
Well, and it still just kills me the kind of power swing that he can get on a baseball choked up like that. Speaking of which,
that one is hammered, and that is way out of here.
It's almost like that Barry Bonds-esque.
It really is something to watch. Very, very sweet.
Not a ton of bat movement, just slow, compact swing right through the zone as he moves his hips, and he just gets tons of torque on it.
And he calls his timeout here. He's got 2 home runs so far. He has 1 minute and 14 to go as Cody Hosey comes out with a cup of water for him. The Gulls a little bit less animated here than were the Westerners for this timeout.
Cody Hosey, the starting third baseman for the Southern Division tonight's All-Star game.
Tim Tawa comes out, gives him a little fist pump. Says, I got you, brother. Ready to go here.
Yeah, no timeout interview on that one.
No. Very serious. Reed trying to climb back in. This one right out of the break, and that is shot. Deep out to right, gone. Oh, no, off the fence. I'll tease you there with that one, folks.
I can tell you what, that ball in Goodall Park is certainly gone.
Way out. And in Carradines, that's on next street over. Minute and 30 seconds remaining here. Excuse me, 30 seconds remaining here for Reed.
Well, that's one thing that Reed does have an advantage of. He's used to playing on a fence that is very, very tall.
Right.
So
this one is deep. It's got a chance out to right, and that one for sure, no doubt about it. Goodbye. Trying to back it up with another. This one's got a chance as well, but that'll fall short. Big swing here from Reed. That one gone. Make it 4. This one line drive. And that'll stay. Reed's got to get a couple here to try to tie Frasca again. Does he have it? That one might not have the height. It does. Gets just over the fence. It's 5. This one swung on deep out to right. Fans looking up. And that's gone as well. So he ties Frasca. 6 for Reed. He's matched him. Swung on that one. And that'll just be drilled right off the base of the wall. Another swung.
And he still has 30 seconds, so he doesn't necessarily need to rush too much.
So the timeout was actually taken with 2 minutes and 14 seconds. He just wasn't feeling right early in his round. and a great timeout call because he has come out hot since the break and trying with 30 seconds now to overtake Frasca. This one's out there and caught in front of the fence, and right now this one is hit deep, and that one, if it's fair, it's gone. I believe it is. It's out. So he overtakes Frasca, trying to add another one, and on the buzzer, off the top of the fence. So 7 for Dalton Reed, and he gets to 14 for a total, and he overtakes Frasca, so Frasca is eliminated.
So now it all comes down to Lorenzo Hampton Jr. Again, we mentioned it before, a guy not even supposed to be in the competition, but he takes over. So let's see what he can do here as he will come up against 7 home runs. That's the number he needs to beat right here. I think it's cumulative. It might be cumulative, but at the same time, with 11, he's got a little bit better cushion to start out with at least.
That's right.
So let's see what Hampton has.
So it does reset after this round, so Hampton has to beat 7.
So it does reset, so see if he can get 7. Got 11 in his first round. 7 is the number to beat.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good number set right there from Reed. He's given himself an excellent chance of taking the title.
Rip to the left, but that one's going to get down. As he's starting to work back up again like he did in the last round.
Very similar start.
But again, you put up 11 in the first round, sometimes you gas yourself a little bit. That ball lifted down the line, but going to get foul. Still none yet. Did he get enough of that one? Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, he did as he puts it over the second fence. So there's 1, there's 2. So back-to-back here. Can he make it 3 in a row?
That one was
See you later.
way up high on him, and he's still able to get it out.
So he's got 3. Make it 4 as that ball is hammered to left. And it's gone as it squeaks over the left field fence. He's got 4. That ball is a moonshot hit out to left field, but way too much underneath it. This ball ripped down the left field line. Yes, it does, number 5. That ball's hit to left, but that's going to die out there into left center field. Ripped down the line. That bite me, number 6. Yes, it is. 1 to tie. Excuse me. Did it go? Yes, it did. Home run, and it's tied. So Lorenzo Hampton ties it off with a couple of strings right in a row of some home runs, and that's number 7.
And that's a guy who's confident there, a very, just a gamer kind of timeout. A lot of keen guys here helping him out, patting him off.
And he did the same thing in the first round.
That's
As
right.
soon as he got the tie, he took a timeout. All he needs is 1 big swing, and Lorenzo Hampton Jr. is your home run champion. That's not going to do it, but of course has plenty of time to get 1 swing off. Just foul on that one. That would have done it. That ball ripped to left. Does it have enough? Yes, it does. See you later. And Lorenzo Hampton with the bat flip to cap it off as he puts up a 19 spot here on the afternoon. 11 in the first round and put up 8 here in the second. And Lorenzo Hampton Jr. is your 2008 NECBL home run champion, and he did it in style.
Not even done with the round. Still had time to go, but said, you know what, I got it, and I'm gone. 19 home runs, was probably going to get up over 20 if he kept going. What a performance by him, and what a story. A guy not even scheduled to be in the home run derby comes in, has a great BP on the scout day, and gets in here and tears it up.
I would say he comes on the scout day, comes in the morning, early morning as well, and ends up taking the place of Po Hao Huang and just destroys the baseball. And that's the thing. You know, some of these guys were getting balls out that were squeaking over the fence. Most of his were absolute no-doubters, including that final one, number 8, that gives him the championship. So a little bit of bragging rights for the Keen Swamp Bats in that one. And now in the skills competition, not going to let the Southern Division take both, as he is able to put it out and win the 2018 Home Run Championship, as I believe Dave Peck and Jonah Karp will have a couple of guys to talk to you here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Dalton Reed down there with his pitcher, Tim Tawa.
And then we'll have Lorenzo Hampton, the champion, talking to Pat right after that, or after, excuse me, talking to Dave, my apologies, Dave Peck, right after that. So let's send it down right now.
Thanks so much, guys. Joined alongside Dalton Reed and Tim Tawa. Dalton, 14 home runs, came up just a little bit short. How'd you feel in the box?
I felt good. Swing felt really well. I was really driving the ball. Like, it's hard. You can't go to center. You got to pull everything, so that's kind of tough, but felt good.
Do you change your swing at all? Change mechanics?
Yeah, actually, did a leg kick, just trying to get more pop today, but that's about it.
Now, a lot of your success is based on this guy, the guy throwing you the ball, Tim Tawa. Tim, did you think you missed your calling?
Maybe that's a future calling for me if something in school doesn't work out being a coach. But no, credit to Dalton. He did a really good job. I just tried to put the ball in a place where he could drive it, and I was a little bit off in that last round, so I feel a little bad, but he did a really good job, so proud of him.
Where does Dalton like his spot?
I don't want to tell you, because if there's anybody listening right now, they might pitch him there, or they'll avoid pitching him there. So he's a good hitter, though, so he can do any pitch.
All right, well, guys, we're not getting any secrets today. Dalton, Tim, thanks so much. Back to you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Dalton Reed, a great afternoon in the home run derby. Back-to-back 7 home run rounds, but not enough to win it, as Lorenzo Hampton Jr. is the guy. He'll be coming on here in a minute with Dave Peck. And, you know, as a Southern Division guy, Quinn, a guy like Dalton Reed, we talked about him choking up on the bat, but just such a sweet, smooth swing, effortless, really.
It really is. It's a beautiful thing. And, again, for a guy that stays choked up on the bat through any swing, to generate that kind of power is just incredible. And he really just put a number of charges into the balls. I mean, obviously, Hampton was out and out the best performance today, but Reed had some absolute shots out to left, probably outside of Hampton, the most, no doubt about it, home runs in the competition. I mean, he was truly excellent today. And again, he's been very hot for the Newport Gulls, and you know, we're going to get to see him a little bit later today, and then after that, he's going to have to be a big part of the Gulls' little push here to try to get into the playoffs here late in the season in the Southern Division.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually get it done. But, you know, we talked about the Southern Division all season long, and it's just been kind of a crapshoot down there. You know, it's been one after another. Just there's no one, you know, with Valley up in the north, they kind of set themselves apart in the middle of the season, but not so much as far as the Southern Division. It's really been kind of there. I know Plymouth has really kind of been there, at least at the top of that division for most of it. But at the same time, it's definitely a lengthy race yet to come. So I believe we should be good to go here in just a second with Lorenzo Hampton, as Dave Peck going to have the conversation with our 2018 Home Run Derby champion from the Koontz Swamp Bats and Florida International University. So we'll send it down to him right now.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Dave Peck alongside 2018 Home Run Derby champion Lorenzo Hampton. I mean, you were swinging the bat about 3 hours ago during the showcase, and you were hitting him out then. You hit him out now. A lot of the Koontz Swamp Bat teammates were down that right field line early on, cheering you on. What does that feel like to have them behind you?
It was awesome. I was joking to the guys all summer, like, dude, I got to get in the Home Run Derby. I got to be in the Home Run Derby. And they were like, it was like you need to win it or you need to hit none. And, you know, luckily I hit more than none, so it worked out.
You were really sneaking him over there, just left, going right around. Is that the approach the whole time?
I had to. My BP thrower was on the money all day, so I knew center field wasn't an option with the way the wind was playing, so I had to snake him down the line.
Definitely deep here, but, you know, the guys the whole time had your back. Is there anything they said to you during any of the timeouts?
They just kept me loose, you know, didn't let me take it too seriously, just let me have fun and made sure that I was just doing my best.
All right, Lenzo, thank you. Great, congratulations. Thank you. Back to you guys upstairs.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. And that is your 2018 Home Run Derby champ, Lorenzo Hampton Jr. And, you know, he gave credit to Josh Kiefer, the pitching coach of the Sanford Mainers, as throwing the BP, but all the credit in the world goes to that young man right there, as he just put on a power display here this afternoon, and is the NECBL Home Run Derby champ. So, hey, good afternoon. Nice pro day in the morning. Win a championship for the Home Run Derby in the afternoon. Now you get to hang out and watch a baseball game.
Absolutely. I mean, we thought just the way this field plays and the way the wind was proving to be a factor, that it was going to be a low number that got it done. But Hampton goes high, almost 20 home runs. I mean, what a performance for him here. And like you said, 2018 champion, and good to see. You know, the South gets one with the 60-yard dash as as Brett Rodriguez wins that. And then on the other side of things, Lorenzo Hampton takes it for the North. And that's 2 years now in a row that the North has won the Home Run Derby.
So it looks like we are getting the field ready, and we should be set for some baseball here within just a little bit. Stay with us right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. As you can see, the final preparations of the field getting ready. We'll have the opening ceremonies And then we'll pop right into what should be a very fun all-star game to watch tonight. For Quinn Quelly, I'm Mike Lennon. We'll be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.